Hogue's putting out some cool products for the AR-15. Let's check it out. Man, what I love about the AR-15 is they're always coming out with cool, new, innovative products. And Hogue is no exception. Known for their pistol grips, but this overmold stock for your AR and the G10 accessories they're coming up with, man, it's just really awesome. You know, I love Hogue grips for my pistols, but for the AR-15, they do make a great overmold grip, but they've just released their G10 series. And there's a lot of different configurations you can get also with their trigger guard. Now, I've done a review before with the overmold stock. I really like the rubberized feel here on the cheek and right back here, plus all the QD points. I mean, this is a really nice stock. I believe I have two of these on different rifles. The real big coup though is this grip. And it's just G10, it's beautifully machined, all the checkering. It does come in a couple of different configurations. This is the straight angle, which really works well with pistol, but I like it for standard rifles as well. You can get it smooth without the texturing. You can actually get it without the finger rest right here, which I really like. It'll allow for one of the Samson field kits to be placed up in here. And then also the G10 trigger guard. Now the G10 processes they're using is a high pressure thermoset plastic laminate. I mean, that sounds sturdy, but actually it is a woven fiberglass mesh cloth, and then they use epoxy resin. So these things are super strong. I've seen regular grips break, I've seen Magpul grips break, but I think this one is going to be really strong, impervious to the elements, and yet it really looks good. I really like the camo texturing. This is the Piranha Green. And, you know, there are different ones that they do again, you know, with the grooves and without the checkering and with the different angles. These are not cheap, though. They run about $119.95, and then the trigger guard is $29.95. But it's a really beautiful addition to the rifle. The stocks come in commercial and in mil-spec configurations for their buffer tube, or you can get it without the buffer tube assembly. It comes both ways. I think it's $59 for just the stock, and then if you add the buffer tube, the assembly with the buffer and buffer spring and castle nut and plate, rear plate, I believe these run $129.95. You can probably get that cheaper, you know, at like Brownells or Midway or someplace like that. Now we're going to install it on this AR-15 rifle, which I just attached one of the Law Tactical folding stocks on here, and I thought this would be a good way to kind of upgrade this rifle. Since I've already added this, it does have the Odin Works free float handguard with a Odin Works 22 Wild barrel, stainless steel barrel, and it's 14.5 inches, and then I have it pinned and welded with a head down muzzle brake, and that allows for the 16-inch minimum, which makes it really compact. And especially with the folding stock, this is really going to be a little compact rifle that's not SBR. And of course, this would be a perfect combination for SBR. Of course, we'll make sure the gun is unloaded, remove the magazine, it's empty, chamber's empty. Now here are the tools that we're going to need to accomplish the project. We'll need a magwell block, a armorer's wrench, a good sturdy hammer, a roll pin punch, or roll pin holder, roll pin punch, and then a regular punch, a file, and then we'll need a hex wrench for installing our pistol grip. Also some Aeroshell 33 lithium grease. This stuff's great, and I'll have the link to this down below in the description. And all these tools are available at Brownells. Of course, this hammer and file are pretty old, but if you have any gunsmithing needs, definitely Brownells is a place to check, and if you're doing work on AR-15s, it's great to have these tools available. Now to remove the stock, we bring it back, pull down on the lever, and it comes right off. Now, unfortunately, this is a commercial buffer tube, so this is a mil-spec buffer tube in stock. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the buffer and the spring. Just pull down on these tabs right here, all the way down, pull your buffer tube right out. Now with the Lost Tactical, it's a little different, so we're going to depress the button and release the stock. Now I'm going to take a punch and I'm going to depress the buffer tube retaining pin and release the buffer and the buffer spring. Now I'm going to lock it back into place, bring my armorer's wrench over, and just loosen up my castle nut. Once we get it loose, we're going to go ahead and pull our castle nut back, pull our retaining plate back. Now we can depress, and we're going to release our buffer retaining pin by just turning the stock, and then we just let it ride up and unscrew the buffer tube or receiver extension tube. Put a little bit of lithium grease. This is the Aeroshell 33. This is NATO approved, and it's good stuff. Really helps protect your threads. Now we're going to reinstall our castle nut and our retaining plate. And we're just going to start turning it. Getting it until we hit the resistance of the buffer retaining pin, which is right there. Now we want to hold down our buffer retaining pin and then go ahead and place this. This will capture our buffer retaining pin, and now we're going to close it. Now typically there would be a spring right here, but the spring happens to be up front because of the Lost Tactical. Put our retaining plate into place and just tighten down our castle nut. Bring our armorer's wrench and get it torqued down really nice. Castle nut should be at 40 foot-pounds. Now we're going to bring our stock and pulling down on the lever, slide it over until it gets into place. That's a nice tight fit. Now we're going to remove the upper receiver, and we could have done that before, but we're going to need to do that to put our grip into place. Now let's turn our action or our receiver upside down in the vise, and we're going to pull off our cover. The good thing about the mag pull screw is that it'll either do a flathead screwdriver or a hex wrench, and I really like the hex wrench a little better. Now you want to hold your grip down, and I'm going to show you why. Right here is the spring. This is your safety detent spring, and I want to hold on to that. There's a hole in your grip right here for your retaining spring. Make sure that it fits right in the little hole in your receiver. Then we want to just screw the grip right down. Good and tight. Go ahead and check your safety to make sure it works. Now we have one of the mag pull trigger guards, and there's a set screw here that needs to be removed. I really like these trigger guards, so I'll use this on a different rifle. But to match it with this project, we're going to take this off. Now we can pull this down, and now we're going to have to drive out our roll pin. There we go. And now we can just remove our trigger guard. Now with the Hogue trigger guard, there's a spring-loaded detent right here that's typical for your mil-spec. Just depress it, and you'll hear it pop into place like that. Next, we're going to take the supplied roll pin and we're going to drive it through. I like to dress my roll pin, just get the edges cut off with a file. Just helps it go in a little bit easier. Then I have a little bit of grease here. I just put it on the edge. Now you want to make sure that you have a stable platform. You don't want to break those ears. So I'm going to place it in a roll pin holder to get us started. Making sure that that trigger guard doesn't slip out. Okay, here we go. Then we're going to take a roll pin punch. Has a little tip on the end. Finish it up. There we go. Good and secure. Man, that looks beautiful. A lot of sling attachment points, but of course with the QD, and that makes it really nice wherever you want to set your sling. And the great thing is these are reinforced with metal. So I have a great looking rifle ready to go to the range, and man, Hogue just makes some great stuff. They've been making great grips for a long time. I want to thank HPR for sponsoring the ammo. I'll have all the links down below. HPR, hyper clean, great stuff. So Hogue AR-15 accessories, thumbs way up. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America, long live the Republic. Now, first thing we're going to do is just remove the stock, and we pull down and it pulls our castle nut. Okay, let's try that again. What do you think? That look professional.
Yeah, one more time.
That look like a tactical operator.
Almost. You need the beard though.
Did what?
You need the beard.
Yeah.
We'll get some grass
That
behind.
beard will make me a tactical operator.